Hello, hello, light workers. So excited. We are 1 minute till we kick off this incredible Q&A with a soul sister for all of us, I truly believe. So super excited. For those of you in Lightworker Academy, post in the group, get everybody in here. And so very grateful for all you guys coming on live. And I just got the list of all your questions sent. So as soon as Gabby comes in, we will kick off. She's got 20 minutes for us today. So I'm going to start with the questions. And if we have some extra time.
Hi, guys.
What's up, girl?
Hello. You guys, all my laundry's behind me.
Welcome to my life. Welcome to our life, girl.
Hi,
oh
Phoebe.
my goddess.
Hi, guys.
Yay. So everybody is coming on in. So this is our Lightworker Academy tribe. This is my ride or die tribe. This is my inner circle. They are loyal AF. And so for those of you that don't know, our special guest today, Gabby Bernstein. I have been a huge fan of Gabby's work for going on, I think, 12 years now, maybe 13. I don't know if you remember, Gabby, you meet a lot of people, but back in LA in my Hollywood days, I was a volunteer at 2 of your events at Golden Bridge.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
Yeah, so I remember.
I don't forget you guys. I don't forget you, the beautiful angels that show up and make things happen. It's just a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Oh, amazing. And what had drawn me to Gabby back in the day, guys, was like I was a diehard Kundalini nerd. Like I still am, but not as much as I was back then. I was deep in my practice. And I remember being like, I can't believe this girl knows about Kundalini. Like I was like blown away because no one in my life knew that, what the hell that was. And I just totally fell in love with Gabby. And it's been really cool to see her grow over the past 10 years. I mean, she's continued to reinvent herself. She's a mom now, and she's totally committed to paying back. And so for those of you that don't know Gabby and don't know her work, she's our person. Like this is our girl. She gets it. She speaks our language. She's a full-blown light worker. And I was recently in Miami with my best friends, Sahara Rose and Mel Wells and Natalie McNeil. We were all talking about how Gabby's team had reached out and we were all partnering up. And we're like, how cool is this that we get to support another sister? And you guys know that's what Lightworker Academy is all about, is being the wind beneath one another's wings and supporting one another in their efforts. And so I'm super stoked, Gabby, that this community is so loyal, and I'm really excited for them to get behind what you're creating and learn about how they can be inspired, because this is not her first rodeo, you guys. Gabby's written 9 books in 11 years. Like I'm struggling with my first draft right now. So I'm like,
well, I've got your back. You know, I've got your back there.
So yeah, so Gabby has something super awesome coming up. And in order to honor your time, I got some of the questions sent in.
Oh, good. Cool.
So we can bust through as many as possible and go for there. Cool.
Great. Yeah, I like rapid fire responses.
That's what's up. I mean, there's not that many, but okay, cool. So actually, Andrea, I will let you come on the mic. She's our social media girl. She has been working tirelessly behind the scenes. We're wrapping a launch and supporting yours. So Andrea, go ahead and unmute your phone, sister, and I will let you ask your question in real time.
Hi, so my main question is, what was the top book that inspired you to say that I get to write my own book?
Ooh, what a nice question. I'd have to say there is a book by an author who's now deceased. Her name is Shakti Gawain, and she wrote a book called Living in the Light. And I'd already sold my first book, Add More Into Your Life, but I was in the midst of writing it and really in that imposter syndrome of who am I supposed to, I mean, how can I do this? I sold it, but I don't know how to do it. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and I had a bookshelf of all these books. The whole wall was a bookshelf. And I walked over to the bookshelf and my hand just went to this book and I pulled it off the bookshelf, and I have no idea how that book got there. I think it wasn't a book I purchased. It was a book I think that I inherited. I'll explain that later. And I'd never read it. And so I started reading it that night because I couldn't sleep. But after reading her book and how simple it was and how simply she defined the spiritual principles, I was thinking to myself, I can do that. I can write about what I know to be true in a way that is authentic and easy to understand. It doesn't have to be this huge literary masterpiece. It can be a very simplified lexicon that makes it easy for people to digest. And so that was probably the book. Thank you. That was a story I haven't told in a long time, or ever, really. Thanks.
I love that. And we should write that down. Shakti Delane, you said her name was?
Shakti Gawain. She was a beautiful spiritual teacher. Shakti Gawain.
Gawain. Amazing. Thank you for that. It's so exciting to see like what book like does it for people. For me, it was You Can Heal Your Life. Louise Hay, that book changed my life. So I really appreciate you sharing that. All right. Mercedes says, what was your biggest fear when you first released your first book?
When the book was out, my biggest fear was writing it. But then once I wrote it and once it was coming to life, I think I was pretty fearless because I trusted that the message had to get out there. I believed in myself. I believed in the work, and I did it. I accomplished it. And so by actually fulfilling the dream of writing it, the rest was easy. The rest was sort of history because I was no longer afraid. And there's this beautiful Joan of Arc quote, "I am not afraid, I was born to do this." And that was my mantra as a young woman, my mid to late 20s, going around the country selling my book, Add More Into Your Life, and then Spirit Junkie and whatever I was doing at the time.
Yeah,
so
blessed
I
Joan of
wasn't
Arc.
scared anymore. After I wrote it, I wasn't scared anymore.
So maybe like your fear while writing the book or about to write the book. I mean, I know there's so many fears.
I was terrified because I sold the book, but I didn't know how to write. So I couldn't string a sentence together. I had zero literary background. I was very, very bad in school. I was not a very good student. And I couldn't spell. And so I just was terrified. I didn't know how to do it, but then I knew that I could figure things out. And so I Googled how to write a book proposal. Then I sold the book. And then, I found a writing coach to help me with that first book and teach me how to write an outline. And then I found my voice very quickly because I was already a speaker. So where there's a will, there's a way. And the more you write, the better you write. So now on my 9th book, which by the way, I'm finishing today pretty much, and submitting on Monday. I finished, I'm just finishing editing it now, but I'm proud to say that I'm a much better writer than I was 11 years ago.
That's so inspiring. Raise your hand, you guys, if you totally got inspired by that. Yeah, for those of you guys that know, I can't string a sentence together. My team's always like, I spell everything wrong. My punctuation's a joke. I probably shouldn't graduate high school. I didn't go to college. So girl, I have all those fears coming up and I'm sure you guys do too. And that's why I'm really excited for you guys to hear about what Gabby has for you, because if she can do it, you can do it. Like, and this is really.
That's actually like a nice point. It's like, I love to teach authors because I'm not coming to them like with like some like big degree in, journalism or some kind of like English degree or something like that. I'm coming to them saying, I literally couldn't put a sentence together. And now I have 9 books and multiple #1 New York Times bestsellers. So it's not, and that's important because being a teacher who's been self-taught really gives you a lot of street cred, right? It's like, I figured it out and I can teach you how to do that too.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. And Gabby's going to support you guys with like releasing, having to figure it out by yourself, which is like, she's already done it for us. She's already done it for you. And I'm just so excited. Okay. We'll get to that in a sec. Okay. Next question comes from Erica, and Erica asks, how do you find the balance between the spiritual world, your everyday human needs, and finding that balance when you're writing your book?
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I've never been one of those people that like goes to Bali for 4 months and writes a book. Like that's not been my reality. I've been running a big business. I have 20 employees. I have, I wrote many of my books on the airplane of the book tour of the book that had come right before it. And so I've just been in it. I have given myself more time in the past 3 books I've written. I gave myself a year rather than 4 months. But yeah, I think you have to be uninterruptible. You have to be really devoted and committed. And you have to be super inspired, because it's not a struggle for me to write books, because it brings me so much joy and healing. So therefore I can find those hours when my kid's napping, or I can find that morning when I know that my team doesn't need me, or I can wake up at 5 a.m. and do it, you know? I know when my time for writing is, my writing time is 100% in the morning. No, not in the afternoon. Not a good time for me to write.
I love that. I love that you found your flow, right? And I think everybody gets to find their flow, and I'm sure you're going to dive much more into that in the course. But I think that's really refreshing that she knows when she can write, and when she can't, and she's no good in the afternoon, not going for it. Amazing. So Jackie asks, what's the best way to get your book seen by a publisher? And maybe there's something that you're going to dive deeper into.
Yeah, I mean, I have a whole module about this in my Bestseller Masterclass digital course. It's all about how to get an agent, how to get a publisher, or even how to self-publish, because, you know, a lot of people think, oh, I have to get a publisher, but I really demystify that. And I give the exact step-by-step path to getting a publisher, if that's what you want. The best thing is, first and foremost, to get a literary agent. And well, actually, no, let's back it up. I have a whole module in the course about how to write a book proposal. We have proposals that sell is the topic. And it's, I have guest teachers in there. And one of the guest teachers, her first book, she got a high 6-figure advance because she wrote a freaking killer book proposal. And it's not even like, she may be, you know, not that she had no following, but she may be like 20,000 people following her on Instagram. Like, it was a decent following or whatever, but nothing that was like moving the needle. But the proposal was so strong that it got her this big advance. And so we give an entire breakdown of how to write a proposal and what you have to have in it in order to get that advance, and even to get the attention of an agent before you can even go out and get the proposal to the publisher. So, you know, I don't need to write proposals today. I still do, because I know that the 40-page proposals that I write get me that much further, get that bidding war going. So it's the most important thing. You have to really know how to pitch your book.
100%. I'm really excited for that module, just because I'm so.
It'll help you a lot right now with where you're at. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. Okay, so this one's super juicy, and this is something that I have overcome just in my business, but I'm really excited for you guys to hear her answer to this. So Nicole says, when releasing a book with a bunch of personal stories in it that might be triggering to your family, how did you, or do you handle that? And do you let them read it ahead of time to give them the heads up?
Okay, the book I'm finishing is about my own childhood trauma, and there's no names named or anything like that. But I think it's hard. It'll be hard for my parents to read, just because, you know, it talks about attachment breach, and it just talks about my struggles as a child. And so my plan is to just send it to them before it publishes, and just say, and also my other part of the plan that I think is really beautiful is that I'm going to potentially, it'll either be dedicated to them, or they'll be in the acknowledgements at the top. I think I may just dedicate it to them, because right up front, it's saying, you're forgiven, you are, you know, we are good. And it kind of, it's just sort of clears that space for the reader to say, oh, well, she dedicated this book to her parents. Like, they can't be all that bad, you know? And so there's some of that. You can also change people's names and change people's identity. My husband is a very big figure in my books, particularly this last one, because I wrote it in quarantine, and he and my son were the only people I saw, you know? So he's all my stories. So while I'm writing, Zach was editing the book. He's like, can you just take me out of the fucking book? Like, why does everything have to be about me? And I'm like, because you're my material, man. But I would change his name in a lot of instances, or call him a friend or a girlfriend, or because the stories are good, but you don't have to make it about a specific person.
I love that. That's really beautiful and really, really smart. You're like, but mom, I dedicated the book to you. You can't be mad. Well, I'm sure.
Help. I think it will help, and it will make them feel good. You know, I wrote another book called about judgment, and there's a chapter in there about my dad. And while it's a chapter about some struggles we had, it's actually a very beautiful conclusion. I sent him the book with like a little note at the top saying, you know, I hope you can, you know, really see the beauty in the story, like that kind of thing.
I love it. That's beautiful. Okay, so some of these questions are a little bit repetitive, but this one from Angela is like, how do you get your creative juices flowing? I mean, you kind of mentioned that you're already inspired, but you have a lot going on. You're married, you got kids, you have a big business. How do you get those juices?
I wrote this thing that you can give your team. It's called the writer's block cheat sheet. And you have it, Erica. Erica's got it. Erica's like, oh no, you want it.
Erica's excited.
And some of the things in there talk about like the ways that I let the flow happen. One of them is having rituals, which for me, a ritual when I'm writing is coffee. And I know that sounds crazy, but like there is a trigger. Like, you know how you have sleeping cues, like if you put on a noise machine, it helps you sleep. For me, if I put the coffee, if it's the morning and I have the coffee next to the table and everything else is off, it's like that writing cue. Okay, it's time to write. The same would go for being uninterruptible. That's a non-negotiable. Even if I'm just going to write for an hour, I have to shut everything else down. I can't have people coming in. I can't have my alarms going off. I think that the other part is really inviting spirit into the writing process, because when you really have the free flowing, joyful, incredibly joyful experience of writing, it comes when you are stepping out of the way and you let spirit move through you.
I love that. Told you guys she gets it in all the ways. Okay, so does anybody else have any other questions? You can put them in the chat. Jeanette's asking a lot about hiring someone. Give me 1 second.
I write about, I talk about this in the Bestseller Masterclass. In the Masterclass, I interview one of the leading book editors in the country. And we talk about what it means to work with an editor that's just doing light, loose line edits versus what it working with like a writing coach versus what it looks like to get to hire a ghost writer. And we kind of break down the different things that you can do. Depending on one, your interest in writing, and two, your level of writing skills, you may need to hire and staff up in that way. And that's fine, because you may have a message, but you may not be, writing may not come that easily to you. But trust me, if you write multiple books, it gets easier and easier and easier. But I've written every single word of all of my 9 books. And I've just had editors along the way. The first book I worked with a writing coach who just coached and edited. And then the rest of the time I've had editors. And then I also have my husband, who is the final touch before it goes to the publisher, because he's the one that kind of like finds all the problems. And so because my editor and I are so close to it, and then Zach will do that last look.
I love this. And I want to let you guys know, inside scoop, most authors have ghostwriters. And the fact that Gabby has done this by herself is fucking huge, babe. So I just want to say, like, especially with all the stories you had, up against you at the beginning and what you've overcome, it's super inspiring. So I just like really wanted to like honor you in that 100%. Okay. So let's talk about the masterclass, because I feel like every single one of these questions is pointing there.
Yeah. So here's the deal. If you want to write a book, then this is the class. Like, this is, and I mean, I know it sounds conceited, but it's not. And this is actually a lesson for all of you, which is when you have something that you really believe in, it's not like you ever have to sell it. You just talk about it because it's fucking awesome. And so that's my experience. Jody's laughing at me. That's my feeling about this course, because I'm pretty much giving people a 6-module course with over 20 hours of content and worksheets and bonuses and all of the pathway. But it's lifting the hood to my entire writing literary journey of the most important methods that you have to apply to write a bestseller, and also to enjoy the writing process, and all types of meditations to really help you cultivate that creative force. And then the whole middle of the course is about how to get it published, whether it's with a publisher traditionally or not with a publisher, or with how to get an agent, how to write an ebook, how to just do an audiobook. All of the methods and possibilities for publishing is there. And then the last half of the course is all about the marketing. And the last 2 modules, I literally show you every single step. I give you a 6-month marketing plan from 6 months. If you follow it, and Amber, you got to follow it, because if you follow my plan for your book, it will be a bestseller. Like, it's a promise. So you don't have to, like, I take all the guesswork out. So you no longer have to be like, how do I do an outline? What's my message? What's my title? How do I get an agent? How do I get a publisher? It's all in there. And then the big thing for so many people is, how do I market it? They like lose their mind over the marketing. Well, I just tell you how. And if you follow those steps, some of the things that I suggest all of the things I suggest you can do. Some of them you may not want to do, or some of them you may think, so even if you didn't do all of them and you just did a portion of them, it would be really successful. But everything I suggest in there is something that you can all do. And I go as far as to like show you my exact sales pages and show you spreadsheets of like how we reach out to different podcasts and things like that. So I give you the playbook, and it's freaking awesome. It's open till Friday, and there's this bonus I'm doing, which is actually a live event where it's like really it's about establishing your title and just channeling your title. And I'm going to workshop people for like 2 hours where I get to workshop the titles. And that is that's like my moment in time. Like my favorite thing in the world to do is just pull titles out of people. Amber, what's your title right now? Do you have a title?
It's a working title,
What's
but
the working title?
it's going to be around the Lightworkers, something around it, the Lightworkers Guide to Navigating Through this Ascension and Activating Your Soul Assignment.
Okay, so I would workshop the shit out of that. Okay. The shit out of that, because I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Okay. And that's how I work. Right. So
Perfect.
I will push you to get to the core message. And let's talk about core message for 1 second. Okay. Because this is so important. Hang tight, guys. So
yes, Gabby's getting fired up.
Amber, thank you for letting me be a bitch to you. Okay. So
oh my goodness, I love it.
Not a bitch, it's a teacher. Okay. So like core message, ready guys?
Yeah.
So super attractor. Methods for manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. So if you were, girls have it up there. Oh my God, you have it. But if you were to say to somebody, like, what's the book about? It's about methods for manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. That's the core message. Oh no, there you are. Okay. Universe has your back. Oh, we'll get there. Universe has your back. Transform fear to faith. Okay. I know what I'm going to get. I know what that is. That's a core message. Okay. I don't care what your title is, Amber. I care about the core, the subtitle, the core message. The title can be as funky as you want, although we can discuss that further. But having these, add more into your life, a hip guide to happiness. Okay, I know what that is. I can pick that up off the shelf. I can say, yes, that's for me. No, that's not for me. So forgetting the title right now, what are you trying to tell the reader? What is it that, in your own words?
Trying to tell the reader to get off their ass and step into their soul assignment and to give them step by steps to start living their purpose and stop giving a big F you to the planet. And like,
so get off your ass and start living your purpose, right?
Yeah.
It's not that you can't say soul assignment, but it's
no one knows it.
It's all about like, are you attracting just these women and men on this call, or are you attracting, do you know what I'm saying? Like, who are you trying to talk to? So get off your ass and start living your purpose. Fab. I mean, that's your core message, girl. And so can you say that out loud?
Yeah. Get off your ass and start living your purpose.
So how much more do you believe her right now than like 5 seconds ago when she was like ascension, soul, whatever, like this is what she's here to do. Right. So it's sometimes like it's sometimes that simple. You were really easy to workshop because but workshopping the people in that way helps me just your own words expressing it. And you need that help to sometimes I do this kind of workshopping in the course where it's called the core message module, where I lead you in it without me being exactly there with you, but I guide you in it. And then I give you a practice on how you can do this, what we just did, with a friend that you trust, yeah. So anyway, thank you for letting me beat you up and push you around. Now we have the subtitle.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. Well, I guess I'll get in that workshop.
Yeah. Well, yeah, now you already have your core message.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right. I think that we have.
I'm a bossy teacher, guys. I'm not a bitch. I'm just like, when it comes to
girl, they work with me and they know I am. They call me the no bullshit police. No bullshit, I don't fuck around.
And when you're talking about core, when I work with authors, the biggest gift I want to give them is that kick in the ass to clarify, because if you don't clarify it for your reader, you're effed when you're writing. You're screwed. You're going to write in circles. You're going to be completely lost. And that clarity is the most important thing. So that's why I get so pushy about it, because it's only going to help you.
Girl, I appreciate it. We don't have time for you to blow smoke up our ass. So we appreciate it. We appreciate. Okay, cool. So raise your hand if you guys are getting excited to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
Raise your hand if you've always wanted to write a book but been too chicken shit to do it, or where to begin. All right. Raise your hand if you feel like you want to write a book one day, or maybe you want to start doing it now. Okay. So everyone, right? So you guys, Gabby is laying it out for us. Like, don't do what I did and hemmed and hawed. Every question that she kept, you guys are writing in the chat. Do I get a publisher? Do I get a ghostwriter? Do I do it myself? All that stuff has kept me stuck. You guys, it is, where the hell was this course a year ago? I don't know, but it's here now for you. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
So Gabby, you have some cool bonuses. I've got some cool bonuses. So you guys are going to get the free Ascension Masterclass from me. You're going to get 3 free months in Lightworker Academy, which many of you are already in. You can gift it to someone else so you can extend. And you're also going to get $1,000 off if you want to take Turn Your Crazy into Your Purpose, which is basically getting 2 programs for basically the price of 1. So I'm like hooking you guys up in all the ways. Gabby, do you want to share what bonuses you have going on? Or is that how it works?
There's the live workshop where you're going to see me beat people up like I did with Amber, and you're just going to sit back, drink your coffee, and just watch me mess with people, right? But it will help you whether you get workshopped or not, because you're going to borrow the benefits of understanding how to get that clear so that you have that core through line when you're writing, when you're talking. Doesn't it feel like shit when you're talking about something that you're working on and you literally have no idea how to say it out loud? And you're like, it feels awful. And so now Amber can be like, oh yeah, I'm writing a book about how to get people off their ass and live their purpose. Like, okay, awesome. I want that book, you know, and she can go brag about it all over town. So that's the first offering. And then we added another bonus, which is your kick-ass outline. So it's a whole additional workshop that we completely added on. And that's all about, it's really expanding upon what we have inside the course. So it's just going to take it to the next level. And there's a Facebook group with like the most epic community. And then the cool thing is it's like the gift that keeps on giving, because when you register, people are like, wow, that's you, Amber. When you register, you also next year will get the bonus of next year's class, right? So you're always going to just keep getting more bonuses. And we have a 12 pay that makes the whole course like under $100 a month, you know, so it makes it really easy. Yeah.
It's a no freaking brainer. It's a no freaking brainer. Set yourself up to win, you guys. If you want to write a book now, this course is for you. If you ever want to write a book, this course is for you. I honestly can't believe you're being so generous and doing this for this cheap, to be honest with you, Gabby. Like, I'm actually blown the fuck away. Like, I feel like you could charge people $50K to like come work with you for a weekend and like teach them all this. But like the fact that you're giving it to everybody, like, is so generous.
Yeah, no, we wanted to make it a price that people could reach. And we wanted it because I think that you shouldn't have to be uncomfortable, even more uncomfortable in the writing process. I want it to be comfortable for people. And the final thing I'll say is the best gift for me about this is that every year my students send me their books and I get to shout them out on my Instagram story. And it's just like the most epic experience to have a bookshelf filled with books that like I helped midwife. And so, so, you know, if you guys, I think even if you're like, I don't know what my book is, I've never written anything before, it's actually totally for you. And if you're like, I have 5 books already, it's totally for you. And if it's, you know, Amber about to publish, it's totally for her. So it meets you exactly where you are.
It just, honestly, you guys, I cannot tell you how much I have been kept up at night with all these questions. And like the fact that Gabby's just like giving it to us on a platter is like, it's a genuine exhale in my body. So do this for yourself, make it happen. The link is here. The team will post it in again. For all of you guys watching on the replay, I will still hook you guys up with these bonuses until Friday, internal bonuses, as well as Gabby's bonuses. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
There's a question about how long it is. So the course is a 6-module digital course, and we take you through it over the 6 weeks, but we really advise you to do it. We might even do it over 6. I can't remember if we changed it from 6 months, over 6 months to 6 weeks, but we give you space to do the work and I guide you. But then there's this level of connection to the course that it's kind of one of those courses that it's best done slowly, because you want to be able to return to it. Many of my students from last year will be going back and doing it again this year. So, and then every time you do a new book, you'll want to go back to it. So there's a lot of different ways to bring it to your own learning style, pretty much.
I love that. So it's like a self-paced and they can access the model.
Yeah, and we take you through it and there's the cadence of, I believe, a weekly cadence for the beginning of it, but then it turns into you taking over and you self-led, because you're not going to do it all overnight. You're going to go through it, you're going to learn it, and you're going to come back and do a lot of the workshopping.
Oh, and the worksheets and the marketing plan. And that's something, you guys, I cannot tell you, this alone is worth it just for the marketing, because that is the hardest part.
Totally. You could like go pay somebody like tens of thousands of dollars to get like not even close to what I give you in that marketing plan. So sorry, I'm bragging a lot, but it's because it's awesome. And I'm really proud of it. And I'm so proud of the students that come through it. And thank you for the love.
We feel it, babe. We feel it. I mean, it's, again, like, you can't lie about having 9 books and New York Times bestselling.
Right. And that comes back
and not having a writing background. Like,
right.
you get
and
to
I think
brag.
that's what's the most helpful, is that I can say I did this on my own. I'm self-taught, self-led, self-funded. It's not like goes into just like, oh, go like fly to Hawaii for 3 months and write a book. It just didn't happen that way. And I think that makes it so relatable to the student. Yeah.
100%. Well, we are so grateful for you. And you guys, you've been beasting, just honoring you, all these Instagram lives you're doing. Like, girl, bless, like, thank you. And it'd be big life. So the fact that you took 30 minutes out of your life to come and pour into us is like, means a lot. We love you. We see you. We appreciate you. Thank you for, being an inspiration to me for the last 10 years. And when you were on Oprah, I felt like we made it. Like, I felt like seriously, it was like, we were all like, oh my God, Gabby's on fucking Oprah. But it's like, you got to be acknowledged by Oprah. She's like the woman, the girl. And like, I just wanted to tell you, like, we've all just been cheering you on so deeply. So full circle moment for me, pinch me moment for you being in here. I've been just such a super fan of yours.
You're so awesome, Amber. And I've been, you're like front row and set, when people start showing up all the time in your Instagram feed, like Amber's like right there every day. And I'm like, oh my God, she makes me like so happy. Like everything that she's posting, like, oh, that feels good. Okay. I'll that's probably why, because I keep liking your stuff. So thank you guys. It was such a pleasure to see everybody's face. And I hope to see everyone in person one day. And if you feel you have a book in you, I hope I can serve you and support you. And thank you for doing this with me.
Well, thank you so much. And I've gotten compliments over the years of people being like, you're like Gabby Bernstein, but like way more thug. And I was like, I don't know. Talked to Sam and she was like, Gabby's kind of thug. She's pretty gangster. So I was like, I feel like that's why people who've met us are like, you remind me of Gabby a lot. So I was like, I'll take it. All right, girl, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. You guys, we'll let Gabby go. We're out. By the way, I am personally buying all of your books and all of your decks and giving it to one person. So we'll let you go and we'll talk about that giveaway. So I'm going to be sending you guys, I'm going on Amazon and buying all her books and sending them straight to one person. So we'll talk about that, but we'll let you go now, Gabby. Thank you so much.
Bye guys. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, cool guys. So how awesome was that? You guys can see I'm a little flustered. Put some comments in the chats of what was your biggest takeaway. I also want to hear you guys say, yeah, so awesome. So full circle moment for me, having a little fangirl moment. It's amazing, but here we are. Who is taking this course? I hope every single one of you are going to treat yourself. Raise your hand if you're taking this course, Making a Way Out of No Way. So get that course right now. The fact that she's doing like $100 a month for 12 months, like, who is she? Like, bless, like, do this for yourself. I'm telling all, thank you, Jackie. She's like, you super attracted to her to see you so lit up. I love you, Sarah. So happy you're here. Signing up now, says Michaela. Amazing. Wow, we just lucked out. Like, Gabby ended up going and doing Instagram lives with people, but she got to come and see your faces and answer your questions. And that's just some of the perks of being in my inner circle in Lightworker Academy. So for those of you that are in Lightworker Academy, hello, yay, how awesome. This is your normal stuff, no big deal. We just talked to Gabby Bernstein on a Wednesday. But for those of you that haven't joined Lightworker Academy, we would love to have you join us. It's only $33 a month. Love to have you in here. All right, so Andrea, how did we decide? Core message clarified, doing it despite fear. It was so great to see Gabby. So fun, totally amazing, totally taking the class. Yes, me too. And I do want to just like end with this, guys. Like, all the things that she was talking about and you guys were asking literally keep me up at night. I was on a call yesterday with my writing coach who is literally $7,000 to write me a proposal. Okay. I haven't said yes yet because I'm probably just going to take Gabby's course and learn and do it myself. But I'm telling you, the anxiety that I have been under just to write the stupid fucking proposal is the pressure is real. So the fact that Gabby's going to lay this out for you guys, like literally my writing coach is $7,000 to write one proposal. I paid her $1,000 to go through this chapter that we're going to pitch to this publisher. It is very expensive if you get support. Okay. Getting this course is going to save you so much time, so much money, and so much fucking energy and mental space. Because the reason I haven't gotten a publisher by now is because I've been hung up on the fucking book proposal and I was hung up on the fucking outline. All right. And I had to pay someone to write the outline for me too. So all of this stuff, if this isn't your zone of genius, you are going to end up having to invest in someone to help you at some point, or you're going to throw out a book out into the wind and no one's going to buy it. And that's not going to work either. So like the marketing and these publishers, they say they market for you. They don't. You've got to do the marketing yourself. I'm learning that. You guys know most of my friends all have books. I hear the same thing. You cannot rely on a publisher to do your marketing. You're going to have to do it by yourself. I'm going to be following every single step, mark my words, that Gabby does for her books. And if she can become a New York Times bestseller, so can we. Okay. So get your booty in this course. Let's all do it together. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait for all of your books to come out, whether they're coming out now, next year, or whatever down the road. Get this course to set yourself up to win, because if not, you're going to procrastinate like I've been doing. I mean, I don't have time. I don't know what I'm doing. And then I'm in my head instead of just writing. Does that make sense? 4 chapters of my first book and I signed up for the course. Yay, Sarah. So excited. Think this is full body, deep breath. Amazing. You guys rock too. Okay. So, I love that you're taking it to and workshop with her. Yeah, cool. I think I'm probably just going to call my book, Get Off Your Ass and Live Your Soul, Live Your Purpose. Like, why not? It feels like really genuine in that moment. And my publisher that I'm talking to knows I cuss a lot. So there's that. Okay. So cool. That was fucking awesome. Huh? Andrea, how are we going to announce the winner of those that were on here live? I know we had about 100 people on live. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put all of your names in a thingy, and then it's an automatic winner generator type of dealio thing. I think we're going to do that.
Yeah, I can just pop all their names and get a random one, and I'll announce it on Instagram and via email.
Okay, say it one more time because I wasn't listening. I was reading.
I'm going to put all of their names on the website that does an automatic like random generator, and then I'll announce the winner on Instagram and via email.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to be sending you guys like $205 worth of all of Gabby's books, all of her decks. You're going to have a Gabby library. So some lucky dog's going to win it. Some lucky lightwork's going to win it. Thank you, Andrea. How do you enroll in Lightworker Academy? Paulina or Andrea, stick the link to LWA. It's also a link in my bio on my website. Oh, thank you, Jen. I was very nervous. Great question on the family. I literally was thinking that when you asked it. Yeah, I've thought of that as well. So I'm so grateful the 78 of you were still here. For all of you watching on the replay, same rules apply for you. You don't get to win because you weren't here live. Sorry, but you do get to win all these incredible bonuses and win saving yourself time, energy, stress, and money in writing your own book. So I love you, Dawn. Thank you so much. Great questions to Gabby too. Thank you all who submitted questions. Some of them didn't really pertain to the book, so I didn't answer them because I wanted to be generous with her time, or respectful of her time. And she ended up staying until 3:30, and she said she can only stay till 3:20. So that was pretty fucking cool. She obviously was having fun with us. So, okay, cool. Yes, since Periscope. Totally. All right, y'all. I love you guys. Congratulations in advance for your bestsellers, and congratulations on saying yes to being here today and joining Arms and Hearts with us, and really excited for all the books and all the messages that you guys are going to get out to the world and take all the unnecessary pressure out of it by taking Gabby's course. Love you all. Is there anything else I need? There it is. Sarah, we went ahead and just, or whoever, I think it was Sarah. Paulina just posted the link to Lightworker Academy in there for all of you who are not students of Lightworker Academy. So I'm going to scroll through and just look at all your beautiful faces because I didn't get a chance to scroll over. Raj, you got your haircut. It looks so fucking cute. Amazing. Thank you all for attending. And I love you guys. Thank you guys for being a part of my Ride or Die tribe and making this possible. So how fun that I got to have this first with you guys. All right. I love you all. I'll see you soon, and I'll announce who won on the IG. All right. Love you guys. Bye.